Yo, welcome to the show. It's Boston's Banter with Frank the Bank and Keith K. Lava. You know the answer. Talking sports, breaking down the play so raw. From the Celtics to the Sox, we giving you the score. Catch the vibe, we coming live. Filling up your feed, let the passion thrive. Every dunk, every run, we analyze the moves. Shout out to the fans, feel the rhythm and grooves. From Gillette to the Garden, we ain't missing a beat. Frank and K. Lava bring the fire, can't accept defeat.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is Pissah. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith K. Lava La Cava. What's going on, Patches Bro Houlihan?
Patches Bro Houlihan. I like it,
You
man.
know what that's from?
Of course, dodgeball.
That's
bro.
my man. He knew it. Yeah, give me some. All right.
Not much Danny Amendola.
Brola, okay. Oh, not bad one, not bad one. All right,
Like that
cool.
one?
We had two winners last week.
Yes, we did.
Both your boys, Nico and Jerry, right?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Yeah, congrats, guys. Good
Absolutely.
guesses. We're going to run it back this week with two winners again because it seems to be like a thing that everyone seems to like right now.
like
So we're just going to ask for the total passing yards for both teams this week. So if it's Joe Flacco or whoever, if Burrow's back, I don't think he's going to be back this week, but probably the next week. But whoever has passing yards for the Bengals, whoever has passing yards for the Patriots, just add them up. That's the guess. It's
Trick plays included?
any passing yards, as long as it's
Perfect.
as a passing yard. So it has nothing to do with sacks, not total yards, just whatever's in the box score for passing yards for the Pats plus passing yards for the Bengals. That's what the total is going to be.
Yes, sir.
So first place is going to win this awesome Drake May, Allen and Ginter rookie. This thing's pretty cool looking. And then the second place is going to get the Drew Bledsoe power draft picks. I mean, I figured we'd go with an old guy. We're playing an old guy this week, Joe
Right,
Flacco.
right.
So,
I
you know what
like it. I like it, bro.
Good luck this week, guys. Let's jump right into the Wicked Pissah News.
Yes, sir, Frankie. We're going to start off Wicked Pissah News, like always, with the Bruins update, brother.
Yeah, buddy, I gotta give you something like that
Absolutely,
right
man.
now.
Let's
I
break
like
it
this.
down real quick, bro. So the Bruins, they currently sit at 12-9 on the season. They're sitting at first in the
place.
Atlantic Division, brother. Looking
I love
real
it.
good.
They're playing good.
I know, considering how they started, too.
Crazy.
I know,
Yeah.
they looked like
Yep. I love it.
Well, let's break it down what they did this past
Hit it.
week, Frankie. So they beat the Maple Leafs 5-3 for the second straight game at home last Tuesday.
Yep.
Followed by a 5-3 road loss versus Senators last Thursday.
Yep.
Then they beat the Canadiens on the road 3-2 on Saturday. And lastly, a 3-1 home loss versus the Hurricanes on Monday night.
It was an ugly one. They were down 3-0. They scored one, but it was
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, beat the Canadians. They were up 3-2 going into the third.
Yep.
And they held the lead the whole time. We like that.
Right.
They lost to Ottawa, but before they lost to Ottawa, they ran off 7 straight wins.
Right.
Which was why we're in first place. Actually, do you know the last loss before the Ottawa loss? It was against Ottawa too. So just
okay, there you go.
They lost 7-2 to Ottawa back in October, like the end of October, and then they actually won 7 straight.
Yep.
And then Ottawa beat us again, and that actually broke up the streak. So, but they're playing good hockey, first place. It's kind of a weaker division this year, I feel like right now.
Panthers
look like Duke.
I was
you
going
know
to
what
say,
I mean?
man,
that
they're like
helps
towards
us.
the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 12-9, and you're in first place. I mean, hey, we'll take it. So
We will take it.
let's see what the Celtics are doing.
Yes, sir, Frankie. So the Celtics, they're currently at 6-7 on the season. They're 6-4 in their last 10. Still not in playoff contention if playoffs were to start today, but obviously still a long season to go.
Yep.
But, they're up and down right now.
They really are.
Yes, they are. So let's break it down what they did this past week, bro. They lost to the 76ers on the road last Tuesday, 102-100. And mind you, in 2 losses versus the Sixers this year, we've lost by a combined 3 points.
Yeah.
We've also beaten them by 1.
Yeah, it's been every time we play
battle.
them, it's always up and down, down. It's crazy. It's back and forth.
It's always
Yep.
a battle with them.
Absolutely.
Followed by 131-95 home win versus the Grizzlies last Wednesday. Looked really good there.
That was their biggest home win, biggest win of the season. 36 points. We killed
was
them.
gonna say,
crushed them.
killed them.
Peyton Pritchard played good. 24 points too. He played
Went
real
off,
good.
bro.
Yeah.
And lastly, a 121-118 home win versus the Clippers on Sunday. Jaylen Brown had 33 points, and Peyton Pritchard, he
Yeah.
also had 30.
Yeah, they both played great, and they play the Nets tonight, so hopefully that's another dub. So
Well, Frankie, obviously we don't got Red Sox news, man,
Nah.
but back in the offseason, we brought up our MLB predictions
Yep.
for all the award winners and everything. Now,
Hell
we won't
yeah.
get into the rookies of the year because
Yeah.
we didn't really bring that up, but let's get started. We're going to start with the manager of the year awards.
yeah, I was way off.
And same here. So the AL, the winner was Steven Vogt of the Cleveland Guardians, bro. Your prediction was Orioles Brandon Hyde,
he
who
played
actually
like
got fired.
Duke.
And then mine was Red Sox Alex Cora.
Cora, yep.
So this is the second year in a row Vogt has won the
Yeah.
award for the AL, his first 2 years in Cleveland, and rightfully so. We saw the Guardians overcome a 15.5
That was
game
crazy
deficit
comeback.
to eventually win the AL Central.
That
We
was
talked about
nuts.
it.
Yeah, nuts.
Absolutely. Then over there in the NL, we got Pat Murphy of the Brewers.
Yep.
Your prediction was Carlos Mendoza of the Mets, not a
Yep.
bad one, and mine was Terry Francona of the Reds.
Yep.
Another back-to-back winner for a manager, as Murphy won NL Manager of the Year last year as well. Rightfully
crazy.
earned, considering Murphy led the Brewers to the best record in MLB at 97-65.
Yeah.
And then we're going to move over to the Cy Young winners, Frankie.
Yeah.
And we got AL Tariq Skubal, who actually I predicted him.
You did.
You predicted Garrett Crochet of the Red Sox.
That was like a runner-up to that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So he was
played great,
close.
though.
He did. Another back-to-back scenario. Skubal won the AL Cy Young last year as well. 13-6 last year with an AL leading 2.21 ERA and 241 Ks, which
Killed
was
it.
second in the league, bro.
Killed it.
And let's move over to the NL. We both got this prediction right. We got
course.
Paul Skeens of
that's
the
automatic.
Pirates. Skeens became just the third pitcher to win Rookie of the Year and Cy Young honors within their first 2 seasons. He also led the MLB with a 1.97 ERA, 216 Ks, and a surprising 10-10 record.
Yeah, I mean, he had a losing record for most of the season. You give up less than 2 runs a game, but you're not getting any run support. That's the problem.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's
So-
what it is, too. And then we got the MVP awards, Frankie.
Yes, sir.
In the AL, man, I thought our boy, our boy Raleigh got robbed
He
here.
got robbed, man. I don't care what anyone says. He had one of the best seasons in history.
Record. We were bringing
For
him up every week.
For a catcher, he did have the best
That's
season
what I'm
in
saying.
history. And for him not to get... And they went further than the Yankees in the playoffs.
That's what
I think he got robbed,
Stupid.
honestly.
So,
Yep.
it was
I
Aaron
don't even
Judge
like
of the
that.
Yankees. His third MVP award, 3 out of the
So
last 4
stupid.
seasons. He had 53 home runs and 114 RBIs, while Cal Raleigh, like we were just talking about, had 60 home runs, 125 RBIs, breaking records left and right, and almost helped the Mariners get to the World
And
Series.
his defense was phenomenal, too. So it's
Right.
like he played great as a catcher. Like, insane. So to me, I don't know. I know some of the voters probably from New York and stuff, and like Judge is, deserving. Don't ever get me wrong.
No,
the
no,
the
that's
kid's
right,
unbelievable.
right.
He's one of the best hitters of all time.
But Raleigh had a
come on,
record-breaking
he had one of
season.
the craziest seasons you ever seen. And a lot of people can hit home runs and do all the things Raleigh did behind the plate. Just catcher's knees, they're just not made for.
Very
you know what I mean?
versatile, very
I don't
versatile.
Like it. I don't
but
like it.
I didn't like it either, Frankie. But you and me both got this prediction right.
crazy.
In the NL, we got Shohei Ohtani of the
Yeah,
Dodgers.
he's
That
always
was
the
a
bet.
given.
He's always the bet.
Ohtani made history after being voted MVP unanimously for the 4th time, 3 consecutively, and he's the first to win multiple MVP awards in both leagues, the AL and the NL.
Yeah, it's automatic.
Ohtani had 55 home runs, which was 3rd in the league, 102 RBIs, and he led the MLB with 146 runs scored. And as a pitcher, he logged a 2.7 ERA over 47 innings pitched for the Dodgers.
He's a cheat code. I mean,
what
it's
I'm
just
saying, bro.
automatic. So
Yep.
it is what it is.
We knew that was coming.
Hey, good stuff though.
Yes, sir, Frankie. Let's move over to some NFL news.
let's do it.
We got one notable signing I want to bring up from this
Yeah,
past
for
week.
sure.
And man, this guy was a top 25 free agent. He's finally getting signed.
Yep.
So the Steelers signed cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. to a 1-year contract. He entered free agency, like I was just talking about, as a top 25 free agent after
Yep.
4 seasons with the Chargers, where he averaged at least 2 interceptions and 40 tackles each of his first 3 years before being injured and only playing in 4 games last year.
I mean, that's a great signing for them.
Right, and the reason why it was so long for him to get signed, he underwent spinal fusion surgery in April, delaying his free agency signing. As you see, we're in week 12. It took him this long to get signed.
Of course.
And then, Frankie, we got to get into the notable NFL injuries.
Yeah,
And
there's
another
some
one of my
injuries.
fantasy players hurt
Yep.
again. But before we get into that, we'll start with this main one here. So, Eagles' new cornerback, Jair Alexander, is actually stepping away from the team to focus on getting right physically and mentally.
Yeah.
He's been dealing with a knee injury, and from being a top corner to not getting used in Baltimore and getting traded is probably messing with him mentally. So, he's stepping away. We hope he comes
Yeah,
back
I
to the
hope
game.
so too. He's nasty.
Good corner and everything. Wasn't really
Yeah.
an injury, but he's stepping away. So, I
Yeah.
figured we'd bring that up.
It is.
Cardinals wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. just underwent surgery for appendicitis and was out last weekend, and he's possibly going to be out longer.
Of course, yeah. I had my appendix out. Mine ruptured completely, but I was out down and out for over a
and
month.
what's this dude going to take hits over the middle? Hell no.
I know it's a lot easier and less invasive nowadays, but still, that's still going to take
It's
take a
gonna
minute
some,
for
take
sure.
some time. And here's my boy, Lions tight end Sam Laporta is dealing with a back injury, and he's being placed on IR. Now he's out for 4 games. That's 2 tight ends down for me.
That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
What can you do?
Broncos running back J.K. Dobbins
I
suffered a
saw
foot
this.
injury last Thursday versus the Raiders. He's being placed on IR, but he will probably miss the rest of the season as he's to undergo foot surgery.
Yep.
Falcons quarterback Michael Penix, as well as wide receiver Drake London, both left Sunday's game versus the Panthers with knee injuries. Now, Penix, he could be out for the year. He's still waiting to get a second opinion, but it's not looking good. And Drake London sprained his PCL, and he's going to be probably missing this upcoming week and more, they
Yeah,
said.
I'd say 2 to 3 on that at least.
Not good for the Falcons.
Yep.
Packers running back Josh Jacobs suffered a knee injury and left Sunday's game versus the Giants. So there was no structural damage, but he's considered week to week.
Yeah,
I was actually playing against him. Obviously, never wish injuries on players, but it kind of helped me out a little bit.
Yeah, that's a knee contusion, they said, but it's got a bunch of swelling. So, I mean,
Right.
he's lucky there's nothing worse than that, though.
Absolutely. Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers hurt his left hand Sunday versus the
Yeah.
Bengals and did not return. Apparently, he has a slight break in his left wrist, and they're going to see how it goes. Right now, he's day to day.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's trying to play this weekend, he said, but we'll see.
Yes, sir. And then Titans wide receiver Calvin Ridley suffered a broken fibula Sunday versus the Texans.
came
and
back,
that's
too.
what I was saying. Just came back, and he's out for the season, brother.
Rough.
Before we get out of Wicked Pissah news, I just got to bring this up, man.
do it.
You know how I'm always roasting Justin Herbert?
Always.
Dude, you saw that last week's game versus
I can't even. But we both took the Chargers to win that game.
That's what I'm saying.
People were crowning them like the champs after 3 weeks, 4 weeks of the first 3-4 weeks of the league. You know what I mean? Of this year, and it was like now they're like playing like Duke.
Absolutely.
They lost by like 30 points.
Look at this
29
stat
points.
line from the Jags last week. They lost 35-6, and
29.
Justin Herbert, the Herbert, went 10 for 18, 81 yards, and 1 INT.
Terrible.
Bum. That's all we got, Frankie.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Another great Wicked Pissah news. Let's get into a Foxboro Focus.
Hit it,
you
Frankie.
already know, baby.
Yes, sir, bro.
I was at this
Killing
game.
it.
I was at this game.
Good game to go to.
we beat them. We beat them pretty good, but I felt like it could have been worse. I think we could have beat them even worse. The Jets, I'll say, they moved the ball a little bit, especially the first drive. We see that a lot this year. We've talked about it. They actually won the toss, the Jets, and they wanted the ball.
They wanted the ball first.
And how many times have we talked about it? We were at the Carolina game. Carolina marched right down the field. First drive, scored. Same thing the Jets
Took a lot of time off the clock.
I'm saying, so it's like the defense, to me, that's the only thing I really want to see them do is like come out with attitude and not let that first drive go for a TD. You don't want to be playing from behind right off the jump.
They pick up what the offense is doing after that first defensive possession, but you're right. They definitely got to try to get stops on the offense's first possession.
I'm saying, this is like the defense so good. It's like, man, that's crazy.
So the Patriots, they beat the Jets 27-14 to bring our record to 9-2, our 8th straight win. And here are the highlights, brother.
Do it.
Week 11, Patriots versus Jets. Jets got the ball first, and they're getting down to the red zone, and Justin Fields is going to fake it to Breece Hall, and he's going to keep it himself, hitting the outside, beating Harold Landry for a 5-yard touchdown run to put the Jets up first. Yeah, he just had the speed on the edge here to get outside on Harold Landry for an easy score. And ensuing Patriots drive, they're going to get down to the red zone, and Drake May is going to be pitching it to dynamic rookie running back Travion Henderson, who's running into a pile, but he's got his lineman backing him up, pushing him into the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown run. Looked like he was going to be tackled short, but all the big guys there, Will Campbell, Bradbury, all of them pushing him into the end zone. After a Jets 3-and-out, the Patriots got the ball back and got back in the red zone, and Drake May again is going to be handing it off to Travion Henderson, breaking some tackles, and again he's getting in for another 7-yard touchdown run, his second of the night, to put the Patriots up. Next, Jets possession at the 2-minute warning. They got 3rd and 2, and Justin Fields looking for his newly acquired wide receiver Adonai Mitchell with a costly drop on 3rd down, and they're going to end up punting it back to the Patriots. But with 3 seconds left in the second quarter, the Patriots are going to be settling for a 45-yard field goal by kicker Andres Borregales, and unfortunately it goes wide right to keep the score at 14-7 going into half. Yeah, I feel your pain, Mike Vrabel. So after punts from both the Patriots and Jets to start the third quarter, next Patriots drive, Drake May is going to be looking for wide receiver Mac Hollins, who elevates for a big 17-yard catch. Yeah, he got up there for that one, as you can see from his hand gesture. Same Patriots drive a few plays later off the play action. Drake May rolling out. It looks like he's getting ready to run it, but then he improvises and finds Stephon Diggs late, who's going to be taking it to the 11-yard line for an 18-yard gain. Patriots back in the red zone on 2nd and 5, and Drake May out of the shotgun is going to be taking the snap, and he's buying some time, stepping up and looking for his rookie running back, Travion Henderson, for a 6-yard receiving touchdown, his 3rd of the game and his 5 in the last 2 weeks. Jets next possession on 3rd and 6 from the 22-yard line. Justin Fields is going to be looking downfield for new wide receiver John Mechie for a 22-yard touchdown to make the score 21-14. Next, Patriots drive and start of the fourth quarter. The Patriots are settling for a 44-yard field goal by kicker Andres Borregales, which is successful to make it a 10-point game. A few drives later, middle of the fourth, first play of the Jets drive, Justin Fields is going to be losing the snap, and it's going to be a fumble and recovered by Anthony Jennings. Patriots ball in the red zone. After that fumble, the Patriots unfortunately couldn't get in the end zone, so they're going to be settling for a 26-yard field goal by kicker Andres Borregales to make the score 27-14. Jets next drive, and first play, Justin Fields out of the shotgun. He's going to be feeling the pressure, and he's going to be sacked by defensive tackle Christian Barmore, his first sack of the season. Same Jets drive, they got down to the red zone, and on 3rd and 2, Justin Fields is feeling the pressure again, and he's sacked by defensive end Elijah Ponder. Very next play on 4th down, the Jets need a big conversion, and Justin Fields is looking for tight end Jeremy Ruckert, but it gets broken up by safety Del Pettis, and that's a turnover on downs. And everybody's showing love to Drake May. The Patriots are going to go on to win this one 27-14 for their 8th straight win, bringing their record to 9-2 on the season.
Great, man. We're
Oh
rolling.
yeah, we're killing it. We're playing great ball. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I just don't like to see the Jets move the ball pretty good a few different drives,
Yeah, they
including that first one, obviously. But
Right.
and they're not good. And Garrett Wilson didn't play. Like, I mean, they're just that to
All
me,
banged up.
Yeah, so it's like I don't want to see them scoring any points.
Out of
honestly.
9, Mitchell had like 5 drops.
Oh, he really did too. He really did too.
So, Frankie, here's what I noticed from the offense. Let's break it down real quick. So, Travion Henderson is that guy they said he
hell
was.
yeah. Of course he is.
Two rush touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown, making that 5 total the last 2 games. And I don't care when Ramondre comes back. Keep Henderson heavily involved.
They were talking about how Genty started every game this year, and he's got only 1 more touchdown than Travion. He's only started a few games, right?
I know.
And the yards are almost identical.
It's gross.
It's insane how good he's been playing. Honestly, we'd have at least 1 more win, maybe be undefeated if Travion started all year.
That's
Let's
what
be
I'm
real.
saying, bro.
I love
Fumbles.
Ramondre, but those fumbles are crazy. You know what I mean? Let's be real.
That's right. And for all the Stephon Diggs doubters, I got to bring this up because I was somebody who had nothing but faith in him for the season, regardless of him being in his early 30s and tearing his ACL last year, which I understand the doubt. But Diggs is currently on pace for 1,107 receiving yards.
My guy.
He had 9 catches for 105 yards last week, and if he surpasses 1,000 receiving yards, he'd be the first Pats wide receiver since Julian Edelman in 2019 to do so. Great acquisition for our team. Glad we didn't settle for injury plague Chris Godwin or Brandon Ayuk the puke.
No, and I told you I didn't want Ayuk. I love Diggs. He's one of the 2 guys I drafted in every league I was in this year. And in your league and in my league, I got him.
sir.
So it's like, I don't know. He's been real consistent. He's been a good locker room dude.
He has been.
You know what I mean? Like, and everyone's talking about his locker room stuff at the other places. No, he's been a great locker room guy, honestly.
I should have took that trade when you offered me Drake May and him for Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. No, for AJ Brown. Oh, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's
Garrett
right.
Wilson. You're right. Yeah.
The O-line is stepping it up as well, Frankie. Back-to-back weeks only allowing 1 sack, and the Jets have some good pass rushers in Will McDonald, who had 4 sacks versus the Browns in Week 10, and Jermaine Johnson, so they were looking good there.
Yep.
And along with 336 total yards of offense and 23 first downs, 16 of those first down conversions were passing, and our boy Drake May is being efficient throwing past the sticks.
He's killing it, dude. He's killing it.
And lastly, no other Patriots quarterback besides Tom Brady has won 8 straight games until now. Like Will Campbell said, he's Drake May.
I love that.
Yes, sir.
I love that.
And then, Frankie, let's get over to the defense and talk about what we noticed
Yeah.
over there. An area of defense where we looked so efficient, the run defense, they allowed 140 total rush yards versus the Jets. Jets quarterback Justin Fields had 67 rush yards, and running back Breece Hall had 58. I will say, though, still no 70-yard rusher, but we had our issues with his scrambling for sure.
Well, he's a running quarterback. I'm fine with that. Like, you're bend but don't break at that point. He can't throw the ball.
Right.
Let him run. Let him do his thing. Like, whatever. Running back only had 58 yards. If a quarterback's going to be scrambling because, we're covering everybody, then so be it. It didn't really hurt us. I mean, you take away that first drive, they scored 6 points. But, again, that first drive is kind of aggravating to watch. They go right down the field and score. You know?
And our pass defense that has struggled only allowed the Jets to have 105 total passing yards. For granted, it was against a very subpar Jets passing offense, but still, we got to recognize those numbers.
Of course.
With defensive tackle Milton Williams getting hurt, which we'll talk about in a second, he got hurt early versus the Jets. We needed our other D lineman to step it up. So Elijah Ponder, he had a sack, and so did Christian Barmore.
Barmore, yeah, he played good.
Yeah, his first sack since last season before he was dealing with the blood clots.
Yep.
So, yeah, Frankie, before we get into the upcoming Week 12 at the Bengals, we just got to bring this up. So, unfortunately, like I was just talking about Milton Williams.
That's a tough hit.
Yeah, man, high ankle sprain. He's getting placed on the IR, so that's going to be
at least 4. Yep.
Yep, so, I mean, we're going to miss having him. His presence there is definitely noted.
Biggest offseason acquisition, honestly.
They gave him the money, but let him get healthy, man. We're making a playoff push, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yes, sir.
But, Frankie, upcoming Week 12 at the Bengals.
I love it.
Joe Flacco led Bengals without Jamar Chase.
I know. He likes to be Hawk 2ing on people, I guess. You see that? That was crazy, man.
Bro, unreal.
Like, unreal. They were getting into it, and he just spit on him. And then afterwards, they interview him. I didn't spit on him.
I didn't even open my mouth to that guy, he said.
I didn't do that. Like, we could see you spit. You spit clearly on him.
Right.
And, like, now he's suspended on my team. He was one of my duds this week anyway.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
So the Bengals lost this past week to the division rivals Steelers, bringing their record to 3-7.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow will not be back for this one. You still got to take account for Higgins and running back Chase Brown.
For sure.
Drake May should have a field day against these guys. They have the second least amount of sacks, have the 30th ranked pass defense, and they are currently the worst defense in the NFL this season.
Yeah, they're terrible.
I also think our pass rush will make things miserable for Joe Flacco, and our top-tier rush defense will hold Chase Brown under 50 yards.
I love it.
And Frank, we got to get into the prediction here. And obviously, we're taking the Patriots,
definitely taking the Patriots
I don't care
all
that
day.
it's in Cincinnati, man. We're going to go undefeated on the road still.
Let's do it.
Let's get it, bro.
Knocking
Making it
on
our
wood.
9th straight win.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go, bro.
On the great Foxboro Focus, especially when we keep winning. I like
sir.
that. Let's get into a wicked, smart fantasy stats.
Oh, yeah, Frankie.
Let's do it.
50-50 for me this
too.
week.
50-50.
Yeah.
Why don't you start off in your league? How'd you do?
Oh, dude, I got killed
You
in
did,
my
you got
league.
smoked.
Bro, so let's bring it up, unfortunately. So week 11,
Yikes.
I lost 181.52 to 91.42.
91.
Didn't even crack a hundo.
How?
Dude, nobody on my team. You'll see by the studs and duds, you'll see nobody did anything.
That's crazy.
So my record's 5-6. Let me bring up the studs real quick. So wide receiver Troy Franklin, he got 12.4, and I'm bringing up a guy that had 12 points as a stud. That tells you everything you need to know right there.
Yeah.
4 catches for 84 yards. Kicker Andres Borregales, he got me 10, and those are my only 2 studs. And here are the duds. Wide receiver Roma Dunze, 6.1, only 2 catches for 41 yards. Running back Nick Chubb, 1.7, 3 carries for 17 yards. I'm dealing with a lot of injuries, and I had some bye weeks last week.
Yeah.
Wide receiver Khalil Shakir, man, what the hell was
He
that?
did terrible.
0.7, he had 1 catch for negative 3 yards.
-3, I seen that.
Running back Ashton Janty, 9.4, only 34 total yards. And wide receiver Tyler Lockett. You know, it seemed like Geno Smith was connecting with him a lot in that Thursday night game against the Broncos. I'm like, hey, let me see what he can do. Like I said, I got injuries and bye weeks. 6.3, only 33
I thought he
receiving
played better
yards.
too.
Frankie, how'd you do in my league?
I lost again to Team Punching Bag, who was in second to last place in your league. I'm still in first, but I don't even know if Rhett's coming up hard behind me. So
He is.
I lost by 20 points, 149 to 129. Dot whatever. Some of my studs. Diggs, we talked about 19.5 points. He played great. Trey McBride, 27.5 points. An animal. ETN had 19.3. So everybody else was in the single digits except Caleb Williams, who had 10, which is a dud in my opinion, because you're, as a quarterback, expected to get about 20 points.
Right.
So my biggest 2 duds, I started Parker Washington, who played good last week. He only got 4 points. Wan'Dale Robinson, I thought would do better with Jameis Winston. I mean, they were playing from behind. He only had 7.5 points. You know, it was just ugly. Breece Hall against us only had 8.4. So
I feel you, brother.
And the worst one was obviously Jamar Chase had 6 points, and he was spitting on people and Hawk Tuin and everything else. So that's that. How'd you do in my league, buddy?
Yes, sir, Frankie. In your league, I actually won, but bro, if I played anybody else, I would have lost.
That's crazy.
Sorry, Miguel.
Lucky.
So let me bring it out. And you needed me to lose.
I wanted
too.
Miguel to beat you.
I got you, bro. It's all good, man. For the love of the game. So I won 113.94 to 100.62. Bringing my
113.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Should
Bringing
be
my
an
record to
automatic
6-5.
loss.
I dropped down to 5th place because of the points scored, which I was second most points scored in your league, and now I dropped down to 5th most points scored because of last
When you
week.
put up 111, I have 3 flexes in my league, 3 wideouts. We score like 150 minimum every week.
Yeah, rough week, but I still won. So let me bring up the studs real quick. And again, the studs and duds, you're going to see why it was rough for me. So wide receiver Jordan Addison, only 10 points, but he had the almost game-winning touchdown.
That was crazy.
It would have been a dud if
That
he
was
didn't get
late.
that touchdown.
Yeah.
Wide receiver Troy Franklin, I got in both leagues, 12.4. Tight end Brock Bowers, 14.2. He had 72 receiving
Yeah,
yards.
he's always good.
And running back Kareem Hunt without Pacheco there, 13.2, and he had a touchdown for the 3rd straight game.
Like it.
And here are my duds. Running back Tony Pollard, 5.6, 26 total yards. Everybody sucks on the Titans.
It's a terrible.
Tight end Kyle Pitts, 3.4.
That was after a bye week, too.
I
They
know,
come out
bro.
like play
They
like that.
rested.
Come on, dog.
Tight end Kyle Pitts, 3.4, only 2 catches for 14 yards. Wide receiver Darnell Mooney, 6.4, 3 catches for 34 yards. And then wide receiver Jerry Jeudy back on the dud side, 5.1, 3 catches for 25 yards. Hey, maybe Shador will start throwing to him. He's going to be starting for the Browns.
Yeah. What can you do?
We'll see what happens. Frankie, how'd you do in your league?
I won by like 40-something points, 182 to 139. My
climbing.
team went off. I mean, I won 2 in a row, but my team always puts up points, but I'm always seeming to get against people that put up 200. So this
Not
is like
this week.
Finally, I'm saying 182 points. I had like the 2nd or 3rd most points, but Josh Allen, my stud, 47.5 points, went crazy.
Yeah, he did.
Diggs, I had in this league too. Like I said, I got you in every league. Diggs, my guy, just so you know, 20.5 points in my league. Ted McMillan,
Went off.
34 points. He went bananas. I had a bunch of guys in like the 15s. Chase Brown, like you just talked about, 18.5 points. So those are like my best ones. Some of my duds. Kamani Vidal, who got injured, 3.2, and the Chargers just in general look like absolute
Rough
dude.
week for a lot of star players.
I'm saying, well, I mean, he's whatever, but Khalil Shakir, I have just like you have, negative yards, so he only had 0.7. That's crazy. And then I started Tez Johnson, who had scored touchdowns in multiple weeks in a row and only got 1.6. So those 3 guys didn't even eclipse 10, and I still put up 182 points.
There
so
you
it's
go,
like,
brother.
Yeah, well, let's get into your week 12 sleepers.
Yes, sir. My weekly sleepers for week 12. And
go.
number 1, Frankie, I'm going to start with Bears wide receiver Luther Burden III versus the Steelers. Now, things have definitely started off slow for the Bears' 2nd-round pick. For granted, he is in an offense with a lot of mouths to feed.
He does, yeah.
Burden may have had only 3 catches for 27 yards last week in the win versus the Vikings, but he was targeted tied 2nd most on the team. And that was against, mind you, an 8th-ranked Vikings pass defense. Imagine the potential you could have against a 32nd-ranked Steelers pass defense that's allowing the 2nd most yards to wide receivers. And we we always bring it up. PPR value. They allow the most receptions to wide receivers this year. We've seen what he could do against horrible secondaries already as well. He posted 3 catches for 101 yards and a 65-yard touchdown versus the Cowboys secondary. Yeah. This week, he could slip open downfield against Pittsburgh if, they're focused on Odunze and DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Number 2, Frankie, I got Patriots wide receiver Kyle Williams at the Bengals.
I like it.
Yes, I'm well aware Williams had no catches last week and only 1 reception for 72 yards and a touchdown the week before. But his target share is going up, and Drake may target him downfield 3 times last week, the most times he's been targeted all year. Especially if Booty is held out again, which we have no word on yet. He's got a favorable matchup versus the Bengals secondary, like we were talking about in Foxboro Focus. The Bengals have the 30th ranked pass defense and 32nd ranked overall defense. And with the team lacking much of a pass rush, second least in the league in sacks, like I was talking about, that should buy Drake May some time to look down the field and find the speedster Williams. Get my guys some more opportunities. Also, considering the Bengals have allowed the second most 20-plus yard receptions to wide receivers.
It's automatic.
And then number 3, I got Titans tight end Chigo Okonkwo versus the Seahawks. Okay. Now, for those that don't understand, we call these guys sleepers because everybody, including Frank and myself, are sleeping on them to have productive days. Okonkwo has not had a touchdown yet, only 32 receptions for 337 yards, but has had 4 or more catches in 5 games this year and has gone over 40 yards 5 times as well. And mixing the fact that he's had 4 or more targets in 6 games this year, that bodes well for a potential good matchup.
They're going to be playing from behind. They're going to be getting smoked, so he's going to get a lot of targets.
So the man has plenty of potential as an athletic tight end, especially considering their run game sucks. Their top wide receiver is done for the year, so look at that, man. They're going to have to be looking for this guy.
A bunch of targets open up, and DK got hurt too, so their top 2 guys, just like that. So
this week presents plenty of upside. Yes, the Seahawks are a real good football team with a good defense, but not so much against tight ends. They're allowing the 2nd most receptions to tight ends, the 6th most receiving yards to tight ends, and are allowing the 9th most fantasy points to tight ends this year. I think Okonkwo ends his touchdown drought this week as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to throw to somebody, 1, and 2, they're going to be playing from behind.
That's right.
And one of the reasons we talk about tight ends, they're bad against tight ends, Seahawks are, is because the quarterback don't have time to look for the receivers. They get it out quick to either the running back or to the tight end.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I like that. I like that pick a lot.
Thank you, Frankie. So. Hey, Frank, break it down, man. Frank's FanDuel picks for the week. Let's hear it.
Let's do it, man. So here's my team here. So Dak Prescott, he could have had 5 touchdowns last night. He played really good. I know they're going up against Philly, but I feel like that's going to be kind of a shootout kind of game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Travion Henderson, 7,500. Going against the Bengals. We already talked about it. They're dead last against the run. Yeah. So he's going to go absolutely ballistic. I took Wilson back up for Jacobs. Jacobs ain't playing this week, I don't think. I highly doubt it. He's only 6,500. Yep. So I took a lot of guys in the green. One of my other ones, same game. Dallas is dead last against the pass. Devonta Smith coming in 7,200. And then Mark Andrews playing good the last couple weeks.
35-yard rush touchdown.
That was wild. A fake tush push. That was
sick.
Sick.
That was sick.
He's only 5,700. So I like that against the Jets. The Jets are not very good against tight ends. And then I put in Gainwell too because I don't think Jalen Warren's going to play. So and he's only
started him in your league, bro.
So that's my teams there. And let me know what you think.
Like you said, Dak Prescott going up against Philly. Obviously that's a rivalry game. He always seems to play decent against them.
It's in Dallas too. It's going to be a shootout.
Absolutely. Running back Travion Henderson going against the Bengals defense. I like that. Emmanuel Wilson, like you said, if Josh Jacobs doesn't play, he has a good matchup
Wilson
against
ain't
Minnesota.
Playing, I highly doubt it.
Right. Wide receiver Rashee Rice versus the Colts, man. Obviously he's Pat Mahomes' main target over there.
They're terrible against the wide receivers too. So
and then another good favorable matchup, Rome Odunze against the Steelers secondary, which they look like crap too. You just talked
about them too. I know.
Absolutely. Devonta Smith against Dallas, another favorable matchup with a hard. That's what I'm saying, bro. All favorable matchups. Mark Andrews, man, what is he gonna have, a 50-yard rush touchdown this week, man?
He's got 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. So I mean, since you traded him to me, he's played a little bit better.
Traded him at the wrong time. Then you got Kenneth Gainwell going up against Chicago. He's been getting used a lot more, especially Jalen Warren got a little banged up last week.
Warren got hurt, and then he said he could come back, but he's questionable this week too. So, and he caught 2 touchdown passes last week. I don't know. I think Gainwell's nasty.
He's been looking good out of the backfield.
Hell yeah.
And then you got the Falcons defense going up against the rookie Tyler Show and the Saints, Frankie. Number 1 pass defense. I like it going against a rookie.
Exactly right.
That's what I like, Frankie.
Good
stuff, about, brother.
Let's jump into a lava round. We both went 1-1 in our differences last week, so we're still tied up, which is awesome, man. Why don't you read off our records?
Yes, sir, Frankie. So last week with the 2 differences, bro, tied it up like you said, man. Let's break down how you looked last week. Frankie, you went 11-4 with your picks, bringing your overall record to 109, 54, and 1. And then same thing with your boy. I went 11-4 last week, bringing my overall record to 109, 54, and 1.
Chiefs cost me again. I said I every
Stop
time
taking them, bro.
I know I should. I love Denver too. It's just they were banged up. I knew Surtain wasn't playing. The leading tackler was out. So I'm like, at the end of the day, they had a chance to win. The Chiefs just lost that game. Denver took that game.
It's one of those things like when we used to play against Miami with Brady. Miami always played us hard. Denver always plays Kansas City
They
hard.
absolutely do. That's
saying,
crazy.
bro.
So why don't we read off week 12 and let me know what you're thinking?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Bills going to Texans. Who you got there?
Frankie, I'm going to be taking the Bills here.
I got to take the Bills too. I mean, they look like they got back on track against the Bucs this past week.
That's
At least
what I'm
Josh
saying.
Allen with 3 rushing touchdowns.
Six
total. Yeah, it's
6
crazy.
total touchdowns.
Colts at Chiefs is another crazy good game. What do you got here?
Yeah, Frankie, I'm actually going to take the Chiefs.
I am too. Even though they keep screwing me, they got 2 of my losses this year
Yeah.
against you. So
I'm going to be taking the Chiefs.
Seahawks at Titans. I know you're going Seahawks.
You know
I
I'm
am
going
too.
Seahawks, bro. The Titans.
You know what I did see though? Like since the start of 2024, you know who has the most turnovers in the NFL is actually Sam Darnold. 30 turnovers.
Didn't he have 4 interceptions last
Yeah,
week?
that's why
There
he
you go.
just jumped up. So, but he was right there in the mix. Another good game. Vikings at Packers. Who you got?
Yeah, Frankie, honestly, man, this was a toss-up, and it was a cross-off for me as well.
I had that going here.
I'm going to be going Packers.
I like the Packers too, even without Jacobs playing, but just because J.J. McCarthy looks like a deer in headlights half
Yeah,
the time.
dude.
He's only had, like, really, in my opinion, one half decent game this year.
And it was week 1.
Yeah, well, that was the comeback game. He played 3 quarters of terrible football. He came back and won. But I mean, 2 weeks ago, he had 250 yards.
Oh, that's right. Yep,
that
yep,
was like
yep.
a half decent game for me. He played pretty good. But since most of the stats, he just doesn't look great.
Looks rough.
Yeah, so Jets at Ravens. I'm going Ravens
Yeah,
all
bro,
day.
I'm going Ravens. Jets are done. They're starting Tyrod Taylor, too.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Giants at Lions. Lions for me,
Yeah,
obviously.
Giants are all banged up. I'm taking the Lions.
This is an interesting game. Steelers at the Bears. Who you got there?
Yeah, Frankie, honestly, bro, I mean, especially with Aaron Rodgers being a little banged up like they're talking about with his hand. I mean, it's not his throwing hand, but I'm going to be taking the Bears here.
Yeah, I always had a question about the Bears be playing from behind. They came back. They should have lost to the Giants. I mean, they were getting
They're
smoked.
resilient.
So I don't know. It's at Chicago. I do like Caleb Williams. So I love the Steelers defense. So if this was in Pittsburgh, I would have taken Pittsburgh. But I'm going to go with the Bears. Just it's too close to call there. Pats at Bengals. We're both going Pats. Another game here, kind of weird one. Browns at the Raiders.
Yeah, Frankie, when I look at the quarterback situation, obviously, it's 2 quarterbacks. Geno Smith, he's a veteran, not playing the greatest, and Shador Sanders is going to be probably getting his first career start. But I'm going to have to go with the veteran Geno Smith and the Raiders.
I'm going to take the Browns.
Oh, okay.
That's probably going to be our only difference. The Browns, I don't know. Their defense just looks too good. The Raiders offense looks terrible, but the Browns offense looks god awful. Shador Sanders finally played 4 for 16 with a pick, and I don't know. If he starts, it's probably a bad pick for me, but nonetheless, I'm going Browns. And so that'll be probably our only difference because a lot of these games are pretty close here. Jags at Cards. Who you got there?
Yeah, Frankie, I'm going to be taking the Jags. I don't care that Jacoby Brissett broke a record last week, 47 completions.
7 completions.
I know, man, that was crazy. But I'm going to be
lost
taking
by 20.
I know, 47 complete because he was passing the whole time.
Yeah, but how do you complete 47 balls and still lose by it's just
I don't
crazy.
understand, but yeah, I'm taking the Jags.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags too, obviously. Eagles at Cowboys. That's an interesting game. I'm going Eagles just because they're the best team.
Cowboys defense sucks, man. I'm
Terrible.
taking the Eagles.
Yeah, Falcons at Saints. I mean, I got to go Falcons, even though the Falcons look like terrible.
Yeah, they're up and down.
They're just so confusing to watch.
They are. Number
Some
one
weeks
pass
they look
defense.
great, and the next week they get smoked.
Bro, tell me how the number 1 pass defense allows Bryce Young to do what he did, and then Bryce Young against the Saints does nothing. Falcons are the number 1 pass
They're
defense.
such a conundrum. I just don't get it.
I don't get
it
it.
makes zero sense to me
Absolutely
as well.
no sense.
Bucks at Rams. The Bucks are banged up. Rams are playing out of their minds. I'm going Rams.
I'm going Rams.
Lastly, Panthers, who you just talked about, at the 49ers. I'm going to go 49ers,
Yeah,
even though Panthers are an interesting team, honestly.
I'm going 49ers as well. We got 1 difference this week.
Good luck to you,
See what
sir.
happens, brother.
Another great episode, another great live round. Good luck, everybody, this week. Fantasy Week 12. I love it, man. So,
Frank, you hear that?
yeah, I do.
You lift everyone's spirits.
Man,
Thank
you
that.
know
That's
what I mean?
That's
what
great.
we try to do that. That's
Usually
what
we hear creepy man,
Nah,
not
we
uplifting
strive
stuff
for
like
that.
that.
I
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying, bro. Frank, you hear that?
I hear that, too.
Okay, now that sounds creepy.
I don't like that one.
I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
All right, Frank, this sounds familiar to me. Why don't you break it down for me what it is?
You know what it is. It's Wicked for Good, the musical.
Oh, the musical.
I haven't seen any of these movies, but they do look good, and they have a great following. So, I mean, get out there and check it if you like that.
You can wave that wand all you want, but you have no real power.
Wand. What the f*** are you?
Where did this come from?
Oh, that one. It kind of looks like a stick. But Frankie, how about you show what you can do with that, man? Let's get up on out of here.
From being town to your town, stay wicked, Pissah. Expelliarmus.
What the f***? I didn't think that would actually work. Yo, let me try that. From Foxboro to your bro, thanks for listening, everybody, and we're going to see you next week. Whatever he said. It's not working. What the hell is that?
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.